still got wet. But.
If I can have everyone's attention, we'll get started with our winners press conference here following the SFP 250 at Kansas Speedway. We welcome James Buescher, driver of the number 31 Progenex Chevrolet. This is James' first victory in 76 races. He is now 4 points behind points leader Timothy Peter. This is the second consecutive win for Turner Motorsports. James, take us through your day today.
I'd say it started yesterday. We had a really strong truck yesterday in practice. Shelton and the guys brought a great new truck. I had never seen the racetrack before yesterday, so we made a few adjustments to try to free it up. It started off tight, and we didn't qualify as well as we expected to. I think our truck just takes some time to get wound up and get some speed in it for whatever reason, and it was showing that again in the race. On new tires, it just took 6-7 laps to get wound up. So we got up front pretty early and led a lot of laps, and we didn't have to change much on the truck. It was driving great. It was a little bit tight to start with, and then a little bit loose, and then it was pretty good for the rest of the race. So when it was coming down to green flag stops at the end of the race, I was glad the race was staying green because our truck is better on the longer runs, and I was kind of worried about the 2 tires and 4 tire situation, but I knew that if we had 4 tires and we were close enough when we come off pit road that we were able to run them back down, and we were able to do that and then pull away. So just a great effort by Turner Motorsports. 2 weeks in a row is definitely something to be proud of, and it's great to have new sponsors coming on board like Progenex and Kowicki last week.
We also are joined by Michael Shelton, the crew chief of the 31. Talk to us a little bit about what the race looked like to you today, Michael.
Like James was saying, I feel like the race played out in our favor, going green as long as it did. New truck, as he mentioned, we just got to work out the details, get it to take off a little faster. A little disappointed with qualifying, but James is known for his qualifying, so we got to get that stepped up. It's just a testament to all the guys at the shop. A lot of testing, a lot of work, a lot of support from GM, Steve and Sandra Turner, all our sponsors. It's paying off. We're finally getting some new generation trucks, chassis, bodies, everything together. Just hoping to be able to continue this. I mean, James does an awesome job. He was way overdue. See how it plays out.
Also joining us is team principal Harry Scott. Talk to us a little bit about you being a part of this historic victory here today.
Well, I'm just really excited to be a part of this organization that Steve and Sandra Turner have put together. It's amazing what they've done in a little over a year. I hate that they couldn't be here today, but they put together a program that's great from a competition side and also really strong on the business side. And we had a new relationship starting today with Progenex, and these guys come to the racetrack, they get here about green flag time, and they think that every time they come to the racetrack, this is what happens. So it's going to be a little tough on us from here on out. But I'd really like to thank Steve and Sandra for all the hard work that they put into this, because it's really starting to pay off. And I'm really excited to be a small part of it.
We'll open it up for questions for all 3 gentlemen. Please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. We'll start up front with Randy.
I got a few. Randy Kovitz, Kansas City Star. James, I guess third two races ago, second.
Yeah, kind of I think we were definitely due. I can't even count the number of times we've finished second over the last year or two. So, second last week, third at Martinsville, and really strong at Daytona. So we've had strong trucks at every style of racetrack that we've gone to this year, and they've all 4 been completely different. So that says a lot about the diversity of trucks that we have in this organization, and that we can run well at a variety of tracks.
So I heard you say you ran out of gas the first time you raced here, your first trucks race?
Not my first truck race here, but it was my first truck race with Michael Shelton in the 31 truck. It was our first race as Turner Motorsports in the 31 truck.
Okay. And finishing 4th, though, here last year, that give you a little confidence?
Yeah, I think this is definitely a racetrack that I'm confident coming to. Our trucks are particularly good on a 1.5 mile racetrack. We've shown that in the past. We've been strong at 1.5 miles, and Kansas was one of the places that we've always seemed to be really strong at. And coming here with a brand new truck, you always have, you're worried about what the new truck's going to do because there's so many unknowns. But just based off of all the testing we've done and everything that's been progressing at Turner Motorsports, I was excited coming into this race. I knew a week ago that we had a shot to win this race. So, just with the evolution that Turner Motorsports has been taking, it's just been getting stronger and stronger, and hopefully it continues.
And last thing, 2012 has been pretty good. You got a nationwide win and a trucks win.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been great. I've been running NASCAR races since 2008, and to finally get some wins going, hopefully we can continue this. It's definitely a lot more of a confidence booster than not winning. So, we start off the year right, winning at Daytona, and everything's been going really well for me this year. I mean, I got married in the off season, and maybe I should have got married earlier because I got married and started winning races. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but everything's been going really well, and new sponsors coming on board, and everything seems to be clicking.
Take our next question from Bob.
Bob Hockris, Sporting News. What did the Daytona win do for your confidence? And I'm kind of guessing here, but as far as all the second place finishes, was New Hampshire kind of the most bitter of those, kind of before you got this big win?
New Hampshire's up there with the bitter ones. Last week having such a strong truck was pretty disappointing. The list can go on. We were really fast at Texas in the fall last year, and ran out of gas, I think, if I remember right. And there's just so many races that we've been so close, but it's definitely good to finally get it to victory lane. Daytona building confidence. Yeah, it definitely builds confidence because you know that it's possible to get victory lane. You've been racing in NASCAR for so long, and you finally get to victory lane. It's like, okay, we can really do this, and it just boosts your confidence level. But days like today, when you go out there and lead laps all day long, that's more of a confidence booster than I'd say Daytona was. We led the last lap of the race at Daytona. Daytona's in Talladega seem to be a crapshoot a lot, so if you can go out there like days like today and run up front and lead laps all day long and then get the victory, it definitely is more of a confidence booster than Daytona was.
James Scott Trailer, Sports Radio 810 WHB, Racing Boys Radio. I'm interested in the communication between you and Michael, and say the communication between you and Trent Owens. And is it close to the same, the verbiage that you use? Do you find it difficult to go back and forth from two different crew chiefs?
They're the same but different. There is some similarities, but Michael and I have been working together for a longer consecutive period of time. I worked with Trent several years ago, when I first came into NASCAR, and he was actually my first crew chief in NASCAR. So, I have history with both of them, and I know how to work with both of them, but there are differences, and you do have to know how to explain to them what the car's doing so they understand it. And and Michael's been a good help to help our nationwide cars get better just by helping Trent, because Michael's been working with me the last couple of years, giving Trent a direction for the cars, and we've been able to get a little bit better as the season's gone on.
Any questions from the press box? Hello, press box. Any questions?
I hear crickets.
Okay, any more questions down here? We'll take another one in the back from Bob.
Were you concerned at all that this might be another one of those that might kind of slip through your fingers and kind of? Were you thinking 2 tires might be better than 4?
Not only the 2-tire situation, 2 tires versus 4 with 15, 20 laps to go. Green flag stops. That was one thing that I was worried about. But another thing, we had been running hot the whole last run. I think we had something on the grill, but the water was way up, 260. All the gauges were red. I just told him that there was actually vibration. So I was really nervous that we were possibly going to blow up because the engine was running so hot. But got the grill cleaned off in the last pit stop, and it cooled back down. So Hendrick Motorsports builds awesome engines that hold together, and you can abuse them, and they still make it to the finish. So it builds your confidence even more, knowing that you have equipment that's going to hold up for you.
Any questions for James, Michael, or Harry? Gentlemen, congratulations on your win.
Thank you.